Masikati akanaka vana vaMwari kumativi mana enyika kwese kwamungadai muri musi weMonday masikati kuUnited Kingdom nguva dziri kuita idzo 13:34 kuti iko 26 minutes to 2 o'clock. Handisi kuti kwamuri ikoko nguva dzakamirawo sei. Tiri pano masikati ano mungashaviswa kuti ko indava kubata muvhangeri pamasikati akafanana nekudai. So ndati regerai ndimbosangana nevana veZimbabwe kwavari kupi kwese nguva ino nekuti kazhinji ndinowanzoita malive broadcasts panguva yemanheru, zvoita kunge zviri unfair to some people who are available during the day and not available during the night, but wanting to interact or to see me live on Facebook or on YouTube. So today I thought, let me do a live broadcast during the afternoon. Semunhu ari pamba ari pa-annual leave, ndati zvakakodzera kuti tiite live yakadai. Now yatiri kutaura pamusoro pezvayo nhasi, ndati musoro weshoko wakanyorwapo wakanzi Mindfulness versus Mindlessness. And I've been talking about mindfulness for a while now. Possibly it's up to a month that I've been talking about mindfulness, kudzora murangariro nechishona. And I've posted a few videos now on Facebook and on YouTube and also on Instagram, introducing people, fellow Zimbabweans and fellow human beings to this new concept called mindfulness or meditation. Although it's something that has been there for years, since the beginning of the earth, as God's instruction to his children, including you and me, that we should meditate upon his word. We should mindfully think, contemplate, pray about his word. This has been there, and other religions have picked up meditation, mindfulness, and made it one of their central skill to instill understanding and wisdom and enlightenment within its congregations. They have taken it upon themselves to make meditation, mindfulness, as central pachitenderero chavo, pakunamata kwavo, kuti kana usingaite meditation, kana usingaite mindfulness, then you don't qualify to be part of them as a religion. Ndakati kumashuroko, some people, when they hear the word mindfulness or meditation, they quickly link it with Buddhism. That's fine. It's okay to link it with Buddhism for a simple fact that the Buddha, according to what they say in their religion, adopted this idea of meditation and took it to another level. Yekuti zvinokosha kutora nguva yako kudzidzisa pfungwa kuti dziteramire, kudzidzisa pfungwa kuti dzigadzikane, kudzidzisa pfungwa kuti dzive aware of the present moment. Kana pfungwa dzagadzana, kana pfungwa dzagadzikana, what they discovered is the brain becomes sharp in as far as interpreting information that comes into it. It can only happen when the brain is calm. If your brain is not calm, even neuroscience today, you read any book about neuroscience, it advocates for you, for every person, kuti akwanise kuita reach a state whereby the mind becomes calm so that it can think straight. Explaining why, you will find any place in your examination, inenge ine stickers on the doors. Please do not make noise. Examination in progress. Ukaenda kunzvimbo dzinotambwa mitambo mimwe, chess, kana chero tennis, golf, they advocate for silence. Why? Because they are games that require focus. They require concentration. Therefore, the mind needs to be calm. Not all over the show, thinking about all sorts of things. So, yes, you can say, you can associate meditation, you can associate mindfulness with Buddhism. That's fine. But they are not the originators. The origin is God, who instructed his children that whenever you want to think about the word, keeping the laws, the statutes, meditate upon these things all the time. And meditation is not just standing and thinking. It is a state of mind. You've got to bring your mind to a certain state whereby it achieves calmness or it achieves silence. Silence, silence, silence. Vanamati vanoenda kumasowe vanozviziva kuti kana tichienda kumasowe hatisi kuenda kunoita ruzha. Kana tichienda kumasowe, we are not going to be making noise tiri kumasowe. No. Yes, pane tumasowe twatinoenda twekungoti no, there's a group of people and we just go there, shout to the Lord, and we come back within an hour. But vanoziva vakamboenda kumasowe kunozvipa kuna Mwari, vanoziva kuti you have got to go there. And masvika pasowe, musati masvika pamuri kuitira sowe, masvika panzvimbo muchaimba bvumai tirurame, bvumai tirurame kuna Baba, bvumai tirurame kuna Baba, where you give yourself, you let go all the walls that are within yourself. Zvawabva nazvo kumba zvawanga uchirwisana nazvo, zvauri kurwisana nazvo mukati meupenyu hwako, you pour it out to the Lord, emptying yourself. Kugadzirira pfungwa dzako kuti pfungwa dzangu, I am going to just clear my mind so that it can focus on my prayer. Mabvuma, moita munamato, mokwira kana muri kukwira mugomo, mokwira mugomo, masvika pamusoro pegomo, again you would find people would let us confess and let us pray before we enter into our serious prayer. Contemplative prayer. Now, mindfulness, to be mindful is to be aware of what is happening around you at the present moment. That is to be mindful. And to be mindless is to have a mind that wants to be aware of what is happening, but is preoccupied with other loads of stuff, which then makes your prayer or your concentration your meditation, your mindfulness, useless, worthless. So it is very, very important in meditation and mindfulness to start off with letting go of all those bitterness, those wars, those ugly thoughts, those all other stuff that are making life kind of heavy. Let them go and accept the present moment and accept the things as they are. That is being mindful. We want to achieve a state of mind where our mind becomes calm. That if you have tried to pay attention and your mind has got other thousands, billions of other stuff going on there, possibly you have found that it's very difficult to pay attention. You found it's very difficult to concentrate. You have found it difficult to think straight. You have found it difficult even sometimes to see. You need to have your mind leveled. So in mindfulness, I will continue repeating. You want to train your mind to be aware only of what is happening in the present moment, without making judgments, without wanting it to be anything different from what it is. I said to you the other time, or if you listen to my videos, my past videos, I had 3-4 months of pain, and it was painful. Pain is painful. It was not until I accepted the pain in its presence, in the present moment, that I started to feel better with the pain. Every time I was thinking and I was blaming and I was trying to find fault, feeling guilty and all sorts, the pain was just too much. And it was not because the pain was there, but it was because my mind had not brought itself to a level where it says what it is what it is, for good or for worse. What it is what it is. I know you guys out there. Thank you very much. I've got Darrington Mananike, welcome, and I've got Muchingani and Stanford Jassy. Good afternoon. Now, ndikutaura nyaya yekuita bring the mind to a level where it becomes quiet, so that it's able to think straight, it's able to see straight, it's able to smell straight, it's able to taste straight, it's able to hear effectively, it's able to feel effectively, accepting the present moment as it is, without wanting it to be better or to be worse, but just as it is. And what I'm saying is, life is what it is. And this is a true living fact, which is taught in mindfulness, which is taught in meditation. Upenyu hutori zvawakatoita izvozvo zvamuri kuona ndiri izvozvo izvi ndo zvakatoita upenyu hwangu, ndo zvauri nehwako, nekuti you are watching this video right now. This is what life is, and this is what is important at this particular moment. Now, ndida kuti ucherechedze kuri kuenda pfungwa dzako iwe. Maybe you know me. Now, because you know me and who I am, what I am, your mind might be taking you possibly years back, 40 years back, 50 years back. And you're saying, no, this cannot be true. Oh, this is really, really true. Notice that. What your mind has happened, oh no, sorry. What your mind has done is it has taken you away from the present moment to the past. And the moment your mind takes you away from the present moment to the past, you have become mindless, not mindful. If your mind is taking you to the future, because maybe you are thinking, oh, I know EvangMangwende, and knowing life is life. What he is talking about, well, could be applicable today, but tomorrow. If your mind again is left now and gone to tomorrow, you have become mindless, not mindful. So, what I'm trying to illustrate is mindfulness teaches you to remain in the present moment. And that is what matters in life. I want you to test yourself sometimes. Think of that other day when you became so angry at someone. Remember, I've said, anger builds on anger. So while you might think, kuti munhu handiti pfutseki, ndo zviri kundishatirisa, the truth of the matter in most cases is, it is not munhu akuti pfutseki ari kukushatirisa. Because munhu akuti pfutseki is only a trigger, which means it's triggering an emotion that is already within yourself. Therefore, if you are mindless, your mind is going to wander either backwards. Usually it goes backwards because one's a pfutseki. Wakuta say kuti munhu anditi pfutseki ndiani. Ngatichimboti isisu mukugara kweupenyu hwako iwo, as you were brought up, as you were growing up, you were bullied in school by men, right? Or if you are a woman, you were bullied by girls in school. And then, on this particular occasion, the person who is saying pfutseki kwauri iwewe is a woman or is a man, and your mind thinks, here comes bullies. This is bullying. And where does your mind go? Boom! It goes back to that time where you were in school or wherever, where you were bullied. And you begin to say, this is what people do. They just want to push you around. This is bullying and it's terrible. And it just feeds into your anger. And before you know it, boom, it's all over. And a fight ensues. And people get hurt. You get hurt or you hurt somebody. You kill somebody and so on. And upon investigation, when people begin to unpick, you find out it is not the pfutseki that led you to murder or to, committing that violence. It is where your mind went. So, in meditation and mindfulness and contemplative prayer, we teach the mind to stay in the present moment. While it might want to take you back, you train your mind to say, no, we stay in the present moment. We stay in the present moment. We stay in the present moment and just look at the situation as it is without wanting it to be better or to be worse. And the truth is, if in this example I have given, if your mind is going back to that bully and you tell your mind, we are dealing with this person here who has said futsek, not about those bullies, about this person. Let us concentrate on this one and look at what is happening now. You will find out that instead of you blowing your head off with anger, your mind settles down and it calms down. And once it calms down, you begin to see clearly and to think clearly. Because remember what I've said before, anger, just like fear, it impacts on a lot of things, emotions as they are. When you are emotionally aroused, it impacts on one, your cognitions. You cannot think straight. It impacts also on your physiological feelings. The way your body functions is impacted upon. It also impacts on your behavior. So it becomes a chain of events. But with mindfulness, with meditation, we teach you, I am teaching you to say, you know what? Keep focus on the present moment. Remember what Jesus said. Jesus is a very good example of meditation, mindfulness, and contemplative prayer. What Jesus did on the way to Golgotha, he focused on the pain. He focused on the present. People were shouting, "You are the Son of God." It's not written, but I will tell you, they should have been saying it loud. You are the Son of God. You can just vanish. You can just do this. But he let that go and focused on the present moment. I have got to die for these sinners. Therefore, what is best at this particular moment is to say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. And that became the center and key of his prayer. And it paid. It paid off. So mindfulness is teaching your mind, teach your mind to stay in the present moment. Teaching your mind to stay in the present moment will help you to remain calm. Regardless of any circumstances, you will remain calm because you will keep your mind focused. And once your mind is focused, you definitely think straight. You are insightful. You are wise. You are enlightened. That's why in Europe, the United States, even in parts of the Middle East, they have adopted mindfulness and meditation as part of their curriculum in schools, because this is evidence-based that people who practice meditation, people who practice mindfulness or contemplative prayer, they perform well throughout. Their performance is good. Their behavior is good. Their thinking is good. Their taste buds are brilliant. Their hearing is brilliant. Their seeing is good. Their mind is good. mindfulness versus mindlessness. When you're mindful, you think before you speak. When you're mindful, you think before you speak. Because you are aware of your present. You are aware of the present moment. You are aware of where you are. You are aware of your surroundings. You are aware of what is happening in the here and now. If you're mindless, then you are going to react, to respond in a manner that you will regret just 2 minutes down the line. Mindfulness will teach you to observe the here and now. That when we become emotionally aroused, it impacts on your physiology, it impacts on your cognitions, it also impacts on your behavior. I've produced a video on this, but let me just say it quickly. Possibly you have noticed that when you're anxious, what naturally happens is your heart rate goes up. Ding, 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 ding. The heart begins to pump very, very quickly. So, because you are so anxious and your body is filled with adrenaline, your hearing becomes fuzzy. You're seeing the same thing. And your thoughts, your thinking becomes fuzzy again because blood is not going to the most needed areas of your cognitions to think, reason, logic, and so on. Therefore, you find it difficult to think straight, and that increases your anxiety, and you end up panicking. And when you panic, what do? Because you have panicked, you can't think straight, your heart is all over the place, your tummy is all over the chest, is full of butterflies, you end up just curling up yourself or just putting yourself in a corner and you can't face the world. That is mindless mode. But if you're mindful, because your mind is trained, you have trained your mind over and over and over to observe the moment. You will notice, okay, I'm going for an interview. And going for an interview, oh my God, I can feel my body is beginning to tense up because you are aware of what is happening. I can feel my body is beginning to tense up and my heart is beginning to race. And because you are aware, you know, to reduce anxiety, I must reduce my physiological arousal, cool down my body temperature, cool down my heart, slow the heart, chill the body. So what do I need to do? I need to concentrate on my breathing because I can notice what is happening. I need to cool the heart, I need to cool the body. Therefore, I need to calm the heart. And how do I calm the heart? By focusing on my breathing. That's where, when I introduced you to mindfulness, I said, pay attention to your breath. Go anywhere. If they don't teach you mindfulness, starting off with observing your breath, then they are not doing it correctly. The first basic is observing your breath, noticing your breath. Once you manage observing, noticing your breath, you've passed the first stage of mindfulness, the first stage of contemplative prayer, because your body just needs the oxygen. Full stop. End of story. Your body needs oxygen supplied constantly. Constantly. You cannot be doing mindful. You pray. You can't. You are not praying. You are not praying. When you pray, you are cool. You are cool. You are cool. And you are assured. And you are safe. And you can shut your eyes. And you can pray and wish every human being safety, protection, loving kindness, forgiveness, empathy, compassion, warm-heartedness, peace. You can concentrate, you can focus. So it is very important, Vanawamari. Very, very important. Maybe I didn't say this at the beginning. You see my eyes going left, right, right, left. I've got two cameras, one on Facebook and another one on YouTube. So two cameras beaming at the same time to two different platforms. So, Vanawamari, we need to learn to be mindful by teaching our mind to focus and to concentrate. I know it's not easy. It is not easy to teach the mind to focus and to concentrate. And one thing that interrupts the mind in focusing is blaming yourself that you are a failure, that you are useless, that you are not doing things the right way. How come you don't get things straight? How come you are treated this way? How come life is as bad as this towards you? How come things are unfair towards you like this? It is usually blaming yourself. And what have I said to you? I have said, remember the story of the brick wall. A brick wall that you have built in your life with 1,000 bricks, but has got 3 bad bricks. 3 bad bricks out of 997. What is good here? The 3 or the 997? The answer is simple. It is the 997 that is good. So if you look at yourself and your life, you shall find out that while you have done certain things not as you would want, it's normal. It's normal. Well, let me tell you, when it comes to mindfulness, you've got to accept life. That in life you will make mistakes, and it is okay to make mistakes. Not even intentional mistakes. It is okay to make intentional mistakes. What is wrong is for you to continue, for it to become a pattern, for it to become a repeated behavior. Then it becomes an obsession, or it becomes an illness. It becomes a pathological problem. But to err is to be human. And there is no one under the sun who is perfect. Therefore, your imperfections are normal. In mindfulness, we are saying your imperfections are normal, and your imperfections are what makes you human. Without imperfections, life would be, I don't know, very boring. It will be very boring life without imperfections. Just look around yourself. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your arms. If I show you my arms right now, there's a black spot there. There is a scar there. There is another scar there. All over scars. We look to my face. Well, this is life. That's what life is. And mindfulness teaches you to accept. And wise minds accept. It teaches you to accept that life is what it is. Life is not perfect. Therefore, if you let go. I always say, let go. Let go. If you have got a burden in your chest right now, you are going about with a burden in your chest. It's your choice. You are making a conscious choice to keep a burden that is harming you, that is heavy to you. You are carrying a load. Remember, taimba tichiti chiku watakura danda rine masosi woende pinaro, watakura danda rine masosi woende pinaro, watakura danda rine masosi woende pinaro. But you have got an option. Let me tell you this. Mindfulness will teach you. You have got a choice to let things be what they are and go on with life, or refuse to accept realities of life and suffer. Right now, as we are talking, how many people right now are mourning their departed ones? Thousands. If you refuse to accept that kufa murayiro, hakuna anorarama nekusingaperi, rufu runotora kubva kuvana vadiki kusvikira kuhohonwa. Runotora kubvira vachiri kukokonzirwa, vachiri mudumbu, vanhu vanosvodza, nhumbu dzinobva. Vanhu vanozvarwa vanhu vanofa vachangozvarwa. Vamwe vanofa vane mwedzi, vamwe makore, vamwe vanofa dzahohonwa. And this is life. It's true. That's the truth. If you accept it, oh, okay, yeah, I accept it kufa mutemo wamwari. Therefore, one is going to die one day. Yes, it hurts, it's painful, but there is no way you can do to stop people from dying, because it is beyond your power. You will be able to move on, even when your dearest child, your dearest wife, your dearest husband, your dearest mom, your dearest grandma, your dearest manager, your dearest president, your dearest neighbor dies. You will know. I will celebrate the life that we were together as a blessing. And now that they have departed, it's time to reflect. And you will not grieve for the rest of your life. Because wise mind, when you are enlightened, you accept life. And that is being mindful. Hakuna kusina namu. Unosauka, yes, I know you can be broke and whatever your situation is. I've taken death because death is one of the things that you see people hanging on to. Even marriage breakdowns, they're there. And it's normal, it's natural. It is when you think it's not normal to be unwell that it begins to eat your heart. It begins to distress you. It begins to make you feel like the whole world doesn't love you, doesn't like you. Mindfulness accepts the present moment. Depression kills because people have, for some reason, embraced the idea that depression, wow, it's so dangerous. It makes you feel suicidal. It makes you feel that, but you don't have to. If you accept depression and say, well, definitely, with what is happening at the moment, yeah, I'll feel depressed. I will definitely feel depressed. And I will move on and face it. And not avoid it. And not want it to be, not wanting it to be what it is. You will feel better. Refusing to accept is what makes people suicidal, and they go on to do it. Everybody feels suicidal, but you know, if you ask one Wakawanda if they want to be honest, they will tell you there is one day that they felt, well, I don't think life is worth living, because of the situation that they are. The first thing that naturally the body will say is run away from pain. And running away from pain, the best solution that people think done is death. But you've got a choice to challenge those thoughts and say, well, although my mind is saying this is the best way to deal with this pain, is it the only option? But if you have not taught your mind to remain still, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Even God himself says, remain still. Remain still. And your mind will begin to think straight. Nine, anti munozoti vana Peter vari mugwanana John nana Mark nana Jesu asara kumiri. No. Kwete Jesu asara kumiri. Arimo mugwa. Worowa nemasaisai makuru nedutu remhepo. Because they had not learned how to calm their nerves, their mind, they totally forgot that Jesus, the Son of God, was in their midst. Until a time when they thought, no, where is Christ? It's only when they had managed to still and calm their minds, when reason hit them, to say, where is Christ? So with mindfulness, what I'm hammering at you now and then is to teach your mind to always remain calm, to remain still. And remaining still requires you to concentrate and be aware of the present moment. Teach yourself awareness of the present moment. Everything else that is happening around you, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Vana Mwari, regerai nditaure ndichiti, tunhu tuzhinji tunotikanganisa mukati meupenyu inhau yekuti pfungwa dzedu dziri kumhanya kuenda kure, dzinotanga kuasosieta zvaitika yezvinezvi nezvakamboitika last year, kana kuti nezvaunofungidzira kuti zvingazongoitika mangwana kana kuti gore rinouya nemakore anotevera. That's mindlessness. Mindfulness is here and now. What is happening right now is what matters more. Not wanting it to be good or to be bad. What it is what it is. Do you know how they train my special forces? They train them the mindful way. They train them the meditation way. What it is what it is. That's why they face bullets. That's why they will go into a hostage scenario without flinching. And they go bang, 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 bang. 0.5 seconds, they're done. Focus. The mind thinks well. Mindfulness will help you to take in the situation as it is always. And your mind. Fungwai. Regrand kudzei kudai. A lot of people will want to blame the external world. Never blame the external. Well, let me not say never. Let me say, do not develop a habit of blaming the external world. The external world, what it does is to trigger what is already in you. And you have got the choice to change the response. If you have learned mindfulness, meditation, contemplative prayer, you know what is happening right now is what it is. And I don't need to act unnecessarily before I give it all my attention. And my attention is the present moment. And the present moment is what matters. So let me pay attention to the present moment. My mind will want to wander and go to other places, but I will let go. I will begin to think of all the burdens that I have. I will let go. I will begin to think of what people have done to me in the past. I will let go. I will begin to think, oh my God, I am useless. This is rubbish. You begin to judge yourself. You let go and stay in the present moment. And teach your mind that. Your mind will know. This is how we work. I'm telling you the things that I practice. I'm telling you the things that I do. As a result, it has changed my profile. It has changed my outlook. It has changed my physiological experiences. It has changed my cognitive experiences. It has changed my behavioral experiences. It has changed me to become a new person. Because I am aware of what is happening in me and around me. That the external triggers what is already inside you. Yes, what is inside us is what we have learned in our upbringing. That's why it is very important, Wanaomar, kuti wabereki Dzidzisai vana rudo vachiri vadiki. Dzidzisai vana rudo tichinawo mudzimba vasati vaenda kuchikoro. Dzidzisai vana sharing, dzidzisai vana praying, dzidzisai vana meditation, dzidzisai vana mindfulness while they are still with us. Teach them good, feed them with the good stuff. And that will shape who they are tomorrow. Remember, I have said, takazvarwa tine my-emotions ese. Takazvarwa tine my-emotions ese. Ari pasi rino. Zvinouya ndo zvinouyawo. Zvinozoabvisa. We are human beings, we are animals. The only difference between us and the other animals is that we are quite sociable. So we are social beings, and we also have developed a cognitive mind. We have developed a mind that thinks, that reasons, that makes sound decisions, that will determine course of action. We live according to what we want. Unlike the other animals, they don't have, their life is just based on what is there. On that, possibly they live mindfully. What is there is how they live. They don't eat to enjoy the taste of the food. No, they just eat to fill the tummy so that they can have energy and survive. But human beings, we eat so that we can enjoy the food. That's why we take time to prepare our food. So when you are preparing your food, you need to be mindful that you are preparing this food. Hygiene will take precedence. We do about the coronavirus. Hygiene, very, very important. Not only food. Think of sex. We are, possibly with the chimpanzees, which are still being, and gorillas, which are still being studied. But human beings, we are the only animal that takes sex to another level for happiness, for enjoyment. So we have got a lot of control. We have got a lot of control, and a lot of these things, they are within ourselves. So it's only mindfulness that will teach you to control that inner person. Anotaurwa neshoko. Jesus Christ emphasizes it is not what goes in there that matters, but what comes out. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. The kingdom is within you. You are the temple of the Lord. It is you, inside you. So it is important. You are the umu mbreno domune yese imo domune yeso yese doma irimo mayakazara. You know, people will start talking about why is it that certain people behave in this way? It's in there. That's where it is. And if we turn this mind to be mindful mind, it then is able to stop and think. Muromo usati washama. Because once muromo washama, azidzokera. And it is very important. It's very important. Kupanguva musoro. Muromo wozotaura. Wapangu. You know, you can even take a day. Wakachengeta mashoko ako. Uchiti ndichazopindura mangwani. Kuti unyatso panguva yekuita meditate on your answer. Mindfulness on your answer. Prayer contemplatively on your answer. And when you give it, you know this is a well thought answer. This is a well thought response. Whether ichigumbusa, unengotizwa kuti iri kugumbusa, asi it is well thought. Kana ichifadza, unengotizwa kuti it's still a well thought answer. Rudo. That's why I'm saying rudo runofanirwa kuti runge rwakangodaro. Zvarwange rwakaita nezuro, even situation ikachinja. That's why zvichinzi murombo kana mukupfuma, mukurwara kana kuti muutano, mumaguta kana kuti munzara, kusvikira Mwari vatiparadzanisa nerufu. It's kureva kuti when you make that vow, you have thought about it, not for a day, but over a long time. You have mindfully thought about it. You have meditated upon it. You have prayed on it. And the only answer that you have come up with all the time is the same. Love until death do us part. So uchazoona kuti wewe nekuda kuti wakapa a mindful answer, even pakaitika chakadini mukati merelationship yenyu, you will stand by your vow that until death do us part. Because madambudziko, unfortunately, you guys, you don't ask, we do not ask the priests. If we know, if you are not yet married, maybe you need clarification, you need to have a list yematambudziko acho aunogona kugarira pamusha, nekuti panongodzi munhamo kana kuti mukufara, mukuwana kana kuti mukushaya, muutano kana kuti mukusimba, kusvikira Ishe vatiparadzanisa nerufu. Saka nhamo is a big blanket term. Kufara is a big blanket term. Therefore, we need to be mindful when we make these decisions, because they are decisions for life. And decisions for life require you to meditate upon the word. This is mindfulness. I'm trying. What I'm doing is I'm trying to teach you to be aware. I'm just teaching you awareness. I'm telling you mindfulness is spot on. Teach yourself mindfulness, teach yourself meditation, teach yourself contemplative prayer, and you will not get it wrong all the time. There is always room for error in life, because that is what life is. But I will tell you, with mindfulness and practicing it, upenyu hwako hunosanduka, muonero wako unosanduka. Unondiudza kuti iye zvinezvi mufume muvhangerika ndakuti chero munhu akanditaurira shoko rakadi. Munoti Jesu akanga achidzidzisa vadzidzi vake all the time kuti, patience, kuva nemoyo murefu. You have got to learn kuva nemoyo murefu. It's not something chinongoitwa nemunhu kungoiri kana angove nemoyo murefu. No, it's something that you have got to learn. You've got to teach yourself patience. And did you know patience is one of the highest forms of states of mind? It's not easy to be patient. It's not easy, because patience can mean a lifetime. Abraham naSarah, Mwari achivataurira akataura kuti muchave baba namai wemarudzi nemarudzi. Vozotarisa vakaona kuzotava kuchembera. The wife Sarah was not patient with God, because patience is not easy. Even Abraham himself was not patient. Tingade kuparidzirana tichibhabhadzirana. He was not patient, because if Sarah pakanzi naSarah iwe tora wakanzi uchave baba wemarudzi, tora nhingiri rara nemusikana webasa, aifanira akati no, Mwari akanzi hazvisiri izvo zvandakanzi naMwari ndichaita nazvo dzinza izvi, ndakanzi ndichaita dzinza newe iwewe, noti nemusikana webasa. But akaluza patience. Patience is not easy. It's something that you have got to train yourself. And mindfulness teaches you patience. That's one thing about mindfulness. It teaches you patience. Imagine, pay attention to your breath, to settle your heart, to settle your nerves. And it's watch the brain. I'm telling you, when you start, it is really challenging and it can be frustrating. And all you need is to keep on practicing. And that patience to practice every day, to say, EvangMangwende said, spend 15 minutes observing your breath. Just set your timer, 15 minutes. I'm going to sit and I'm going to be closing my eyes and I'm going to observe the breath. "15 minutes, still not making any movement, but just concentrating your mind on observing your breath." It needs patience, because if you do not have patience, 15 minutes is going to be like 30 or an hour or a week. And this is where you will hear people, meditation does not work, or mindfulness does not work, or contemplative prayer does not work. Imagine kuti unoenda kuretreat uri one, kugomo, kuenda kugomo uri one, kumasoro for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, wodzoka Sunday, uri one, uchinamata chinyararire, uri wega, usina mumwe munhu wekutaura naye, uri wega, taura naMwari, chinyararire. Kana ukada kutaura kubhuya naye, wobhuya hako, asi you will find kuti unoda kunge wakatongonyarara zvako. So Friday, Saturday, dzoka Sunday, chinyararire naMwari. It requires your patience. That's why you hear people saying patience is a virtue. It's not something that comes easy. And mindfulness teaches you patience. Mindfulness teaches you love. It teaches you kindness. Because first and foremost, to be able to be mindful, to be able to meditate on the word of God, you've got to love yourself. You've got to be kind to yourself, to say, you know what? I think I love myself so much that I need to teach my mind to focus, to concentrate, because there's a lot of things that have happened in my life, ruined my life, because of my inability to focus, concentrate, and to just be in the present moment. It could be your anger that has ruined your relationship, and you want to bring it under control. You can do it through mindfulness. It could be your jealousy that has brought problems into your life. You need mindfulness to bring it under control. It could be fear. Oh, when we talk of fear right now, coronavirus, how many of us are panicking because of coronavirus? How many of us are panicking right now because of coronavirus? It's because we are not mindful. If we are mindful, mindfulness will teach you to be aware of the present moment What is happening now is what it is. And we need to continue to do what we have always done. And that is keeping our hygiene to the best of the best. But again, who knows? If muri kutaura kuti vanhu vari kubatwa necoronavirus vese havageze maoko avo. Muri kutaura here kuti vanhu vese vari kubatwa necoronavirus vari kuhagana nevanhu mukufamba kwavari kuita. Muri kufunga kuti imi vanhu vese vari kubatwa necoronavirus vari kubata kumeso kwavo. Is that what you're thinking? If that is your thinking, you need to be mindful, because that type of thinking is mindless. Because ivo vanhu vese vari kuti tikazonotsvaga tichivateera kuti were they taking care of their hygiene as per standard, you might find that the majority of them were actually taking hygiene seriously. So what went wrong? Nothing. This is what God has made. This is what life has brought us to this world. So we need to exercise our awareness to coronavirus so that it deals with the anxieties that are now gripping the whole world. Borders are being shut. People are panic buying. And people are now becoming agoraphobic. We are going to have another problem of people after the illness is gone who has developed OCD. They can't stop washing their hands. They can no longer handshake. They can no longer go outside because they are fearful and they've got to go through therapy again. That's why I'm saying it is this time that you need to learn to keep your mind under control, to say, be still. What is happening today, Samba, Ecclesiastes says, what is happening today, coronavirus, it's not the first time that it has happened. It is a first time to this generation, but generations, millions of years ago, it has been there. Nine. 1918, what happened with the Spanish flu? Go backwards, go Google and find out. These things have happened several times. Before history, these things were happening. But because we are not mindful, but mindless, we panic. We are panicking. That's why we are hearing. It's very interesting. This is mindlessness, isn't it? It is mindlessness for a top government minister to allude to the fact that coronavirus is punishment from God to people who imposed sanctions on Zimbabwe. Oblivious of the fact that Iran, which is under sanctions from the United States, is hard hit by coronavirus. Italy kune Rome chaiko kuna papapo nemzinda wakaiti chikristu ichi chifambe chiwe zvachiri nhasi. It's mindlessness. If we are mindful, we will accept and know that what is happening now is what it is. And let us continue to take care and guard against bad or good. Who knows? Mindfulness will teach you to accept. Accept coronavirus and say, it's not an advantage. It's not a disadvantage. It is what it is, for good or for worse. Who knows? Because let me tell you one thing. There are so many other people whose lives have been saved because of coronavirus. If it were not for coronavirus, why they were traveling? But because coronavirus has put a stop to traveling unnecessarily in the air, a lot of lives have been saved. We are talking of global warming. Isn't this a blessing in disguise? Stopping planes in their millions flying every day. For good or for worse. This is what is taught by mindfulness. It teaches you to stay in the present moment without making judgments, without wanting it to be better, without wanting it to be worse, but to be what it is. Mindfulness will teach you. We do not celebrate on the suffering of others, because mindfulness is loving kindness and forgiveness. You cannot be loving, you cannot be kind and forgiving when you are celebrating on the suffering of other human beings. Zimbabwean ministers, MPs, celebrating the death and suffering of other nationals just because God has not, at this particular time, let Zimbabwe be hit by coronavirus. It's unfortunate. It is like the story of a monkey who celebrated the fight between a hippopotamus and an elephant. Maybe we have told this story before. The hippopotamus and the elephant were fighting, and people said, "Monkey, you are so clever and you are so wise. You know, monkeys are very wise. Please mediate on these two animals to stop fighting." And the monkey said, "That's not my problem. It's their problem. They started it. They will end it. I am happy with my troop or with my parliament of other stuff and so on. It's not my problem." And the elephant was injured. One of its tendon was ripped off. And the doctor said, the only portion which can treat this type of problem in your tendon can only be found on a monkey. So you need to catch a monkey. We kill it, we burn it, and we use the portion to treat you. And when monkey heard about it, that's when he remembered. Instead of celebrating the fighting of the hippo and the elephant, instead of saying it has nothing to do with him, instead of saying, "Leave me out of it, I'm not out of it, at the moment I'm safe, I'm okay," he should have mediated. And by so doing, he could have saved his own generation. And fellow Zimbabweans, let us count it joy. Let us count it a blessing at this moment that our country is still safe. We do not have victims of coronavirus. But if a neighbor is suffering, like in South Africa, they have got coronavirus, Namibia, coronavirus, they are our brothers. How many Zimbabweans are living in Namibia? How many Zimbabweans are living in South Africa? How many Zimbabweans are living in the United Kingdom? How many Zimbabweans are living in Germany, are living in Poland, are living in Russia, are living in South Korea, are living in China? in the United States. And these are countries that are currently hard hit. So, can we celebrate and say it's because they imposed sanctions on Zimbabwe that God is punishing them? Our God is not a God who is cruel. God is loving and kind and is forgiving. That's why he sent his one and only son, Jesus Christ, kuzonunura, kuzofira vatadzi. Jesu haana kutaura kuti tanga waregera kutadza kwako kuti ndikufire. No, he didn't say that. He said, while you were a sinner, I died for you. While we were sinners. So, God cannot be punishing people. That's not the God that we worship. That's not the God that we worship. The God we worship is a God who forgives. Is a God who is loving. He's a God who is caring. He's a God who is empathic. He's a God who is compassionate. He's a God with a big, warm heart. So he cannot be. If God would punish people for imposing sanctions, I think by now he would have punished ZANU-PF and the culprits of Gukurahundi and the culprits of 2000, 2008, 2019, even 2017, 2018, and even now. But that's not the God that we know. The God that I worship is a mindful God, is a meditating God, is a prayerful, a contemplative God, a God who lets go, a God who forgives, a God who is loving. So, don't be misled. Listen. Teach yourself mindfulness. And you will be mindful and not mindless. I want to think those ladies and those gentlemen who have made those atrocious statements about, other nations and coronavirus and things like that, they are regretting saying that. But again, you can let go. Because we all make mistakes. How many times have I also made statements before I learned mindfulness and so on? And even now with mindfulness, there are times when emotions take over. But I quickly come back and let go. So this is the beauty of mindfulness. So to end this session, ladies and gentlemen, fellow brethren out there, let's do a mindfulness exercise. Now, we will do a 5-minute mindfulness exercise. 5-minute mindfulness. 5-minute mindfulness. So, let's start. So always, as always, with mindfulness, thank you for coming online right now, where we are going to do a mindfulness exercise. Mindfulness, meditation, or contemplative prayer, we said always to start it off. What you need to do is to sit comfortably. Sit comfortably, open chest, hands in front of you or on top of your legs or thighs facing down. They can be facing up, it's all up to you. But just make sure you're sitting comfortably. Drop your shoulders a little bit, your back straight, chest open. This promotes awareness. Because if you slump, the message you are sending to your brain is relaxing and sleeping. And usually, if it goes 15 and above minutes, you might begin to fall asleep. So it is very important to straighten up your back, drop your shoulders slightly, and drop your head just slightly so that your gaze is down. And you close your eyes gently. Just close them gently. Now, what you need to do is, first of all, check yourself out very quickly. Just being aware to show that you love yourself, you love your body. So you check it out before you start your meditation or you start your prayer. That, well, I can feel my feet. I can feel my ankles, my thighs, my calves, sorry. You can feel your knees, and you can feel your thighs. You can feel your buttocks. You're sitting there. And your back, you can feel it. You can feel your tummy. And you can feel your shoulders. They are there. Your arms and your hands, you can feel them. You can feel your neck. And you can feel your head. It's up there. Even your face, you can feel it. And now, I want you to pay attention to your breath. Just pay attention to your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Today, I want you to breathe in, hold it a little bit for a second, and breathe out slowly. Breathe in, hold it for a second, and breathe out slowly. And in future, I want you to remember that the in breath will always be shorter than the out breath. So always your out breath is longer. Just pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to nothing else but your breathing. Yes, your mind will not stop thinking. It will continue to bring up certain stuff because we are still learning. You are still learning. It won't be quiet. Try to let go of all those thoughts and bring your mind just to your breathing. Now, as we come to the end of our 5 minutes, what I would like you to do is just to say silently inside yourself, you pray that you'll be given a heart and mind that is full of loving kindness and forgiveness. a heart and mind that is empathic and compassionate, a heart and mind that is filled with warmth, and you wish that all humanity will also be given this gift of loving kindness and forgiveness, this gift of empathy and compassion, this gift of warm-heartedness. You wish the whole world would embrace loving kindness and forgiveness, empathy and compassion, warm-heartedness, even towards the trees, towards the animals, towards the stones, towards everything that is in this universe, because that's all we have. Wish yourself happiness. Wish yourself joy. Wish yourself peace. Wish yourself good health. Wish yourself the best for the rest of the day. And you ask this in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. And you can open your eyes. Thank you very much for watching and participating in this 5-minute mindfulness exercise. This is something that you can do. This is something that you can do all the time. This is something that you can all do all the time. Next, we will be doing mindfulness using something that we can touch. Saka, thank you very much. Thanks very much for joining us. Let us pray for Zimbabwe and let us pray for the whole world that we face this corona scourge with loving kindness and forgiveness, empathy, compassion, and warm-heartedness. Help where we can. In the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Makanaka Jesu munu shamisa imi makaita munana